Hi, it is time for Mrs Mummypenny Talks. Happy New Year, and thank you for joining me for the very first podcast of 2020. Just so I'm recording this on video and on audio, looking at myself doing a Facebook Live. My hair looks extremely long. I need to get it cut. So yes, brilliant to have you here. It's a new year. It's now the 7th of January. I've had a bit of a break from the podcast over the Christmas holidays. I hope you didn't miss me too much. I had a nice 2 weeks away from the blog. I did do some work, a little bit of work, and of course kept up with my emails. Can't not keep up with my emails. And I went to Cornwall for Christmas, which was amazing. Had some really nice time on the beach. So good to get back to the sea. And spent time with my family on Christmas Day. Then Zoomed back on Boxing Day. Had a few days by myself. And then lots of time with the boys over sort of New Year. And there was lots of illness in the house, not me, other people. We had to manage that, and didn't really do very much for New Year. It's not really my thing, but one of the things I did do on New Year, which I want to share with you, is my New Year intentions and manifestations. So I'll go through those in a bit. I also want to share with you what I'm going to do this year to save money. And I've got lots of different methods that I'm sure you can adopt one of these methods. And I've got a great offer for you from a savings tool called Chip that will give you £10 for free as well. So stay tuned, listen in. Starting with my 2020 intentions. Now, I'll be very honest with you. I'm not feeling like I've got a lot of direction at the moment. So I'm feeling, but this is mainly because I know in March I'm going off to a business retreat. So I know I'm going to come up with an amazing strategy there for my business. So I'm sort of thinking like I'll just carry on in January and February as I have been doing in Q4, because I know I'm going to come up with some amazing strategy with my friend Kat Biles in March. But I have come up with some intentions and manifestations for the new year. So what I do is, I manifest things. Now, I'm not sure if I've talked about this on the podcast before, but if you ask for things to happen and you keep asking for them and you believe that they're going to happen and you express gratitude and you surround yourself with positive people, those are my law of attraction things, then your manifestation should come true. So what I've done is I've split my list into health, family, money, finances, relationships and business. So 5 different areas of life. And I started with health because that's almost like the fundamentals of you as a person, isn't it? If you haven't got your health, then you're not going to be able to achieve any of the rest of it. I lost the plot with my health quite massively in sort of October, November, December. It was actually from September onwards that I lost the plot. So I'm getting back on track with that. So that means healthy eating. So at the moment I'm 1 week in with no caffeine, no alcohol, no red meat, no dairy, no sugar. Now I have slipped a little bit. I realised yesterday I didn't eat enough food during the day, so I was starving hungry by the evening. I had a bowl of cereal, so that means I had some milk, and I had a little bit of sugar. But I'm generally doing pretty well. I've definitely had no caffeine, definitely had no alcohol, definitely had no red meat. So we're doing all right. But calorie wise, I'm keeping control of that. So because I need to lose weight. Because I've gone up a dress size. I've got up to a size 14 from a 12, so I need to get back down to a 12 so I can fit into all my lovely clothes. I just go through my list. Eat 5 to 7 fruit and veg a day, drink 2 litres of water a day, or have a green tea or fruit tea. There you go, have some water. Exercise 3 times a week. Now, exercise is not going very well because I've really hurt my arm. It hurts to put my hand behind my back. I'm demonstrating. I can't get it very far. That really hurts. So I'm going to have some physio done. So I'm at least making some steps towards fixing it. And to practice my daily manifestations and gratitude each day. So I'll be doing that on Instagram each day. And then there's some family stuff, which I'm not really going to go through. Business stuff. Right, should I talk you through my business goals? So in 2020, I want to be turning over £100,000. That's a big goal. I can get there. I want to get my monthly traffic up to 50,000 sessions a month. That will have a big impact on Mediavine income, so that'd be good. My social media, I want to get all of my main social media channels up to 10,000 each. So Twitter, Instagram, Facebook up to 10,000 each. I've written getting my YouTube channel up to 1,000, but I did a bit of digging around on YouTube yesterday as I was talking to Nicola, the Frugal Cottage, about it, and I'm just not sure if YouTube is what's the point in it, if there's any money to be earned out of it. Do I need to be doing, I'm always going to put these weekly podcasts onto YouTube, but I'm not sure if I need to focus there. I have had write a book on my list for ages, so I thought that would actually be quite a good idea to try and get that written in this early time of the year when I don't have this direction. Why not write the book? I've got the skeleton plan written, and then I've got establish more regular partners who I work with. So I currently work regularly with Pension Beast, Smart Energy GB, Octopus, Vanguard, Zopa, Aldi, there to name a few of them. So I want to build up that list to more. Or Drewbury as well, I forgot them. So yes, then we've got relationships, enjoy life, spend more time with caring friends, holidays, nights out, walks, exercise. And then I've got some money, financy stuff, which the savings bit of this podcast will which we'll go to. So I have written down here, I want to have £9,000 saved up to pay my tax bill in September. What a lovely thing to save up for. Annoying. Put £6,000 into my pension. Put £6,000 into my stocks and shares ISA. Well, that's quite a lot of savings there, isn't it? So yeah, let's talk you through my main methods of saving, and let me share with you firstly this chip offer. Now, I've talked about it on my blog. It went live on the 1st of January, but if you sign up to Chip, which is an auto saving app, you can get yourself free £10 credit. Now, come on, we all want a free tenner, don't we? So all you have to do to get this free £10 is download the app onto your phone, link it up to your bank account, and what this app does, it's very clever, is it auto saves money out of your main account depending on your balance and how well you've spent that week. So if it thinks you've had a really good week where you've not spent very much money, it's going to save like a bigger chunk of money. And it does it all for you. There's no action required from you. I just love the automation of it, and almost the money goes without you noticing. So last week, for example, I had a really good week. I didn't spend very much money, and my bank account was nicely in credit balance. So Chip moved £33, I think, over into my savings account. Now, what it does is it moves money into a savings account, which is actually held in Barclays. So it's a very safe place to hold your money. You can set up certain rules with it, so it doesn't take money if you're overdrawn, for example. And you can set it to sort of high, medium or low savings, depending on how much you want to put aside. but it's just such a simple, easy app. Now, there's you can go to my website, and you can go onto my social media, and you can see the links to sign up to it. But there's a specific landing page that I've got for Mrs Mummypenny. What I'll do is I'll pop links up onto my social media right after this podcast. So if you're looking, you can go download it. But then you download the app. There's a code Mummypenny10, which will mean that Chip can track it all back to me, and they know how many new accounts that I've generated for them. But yeah, it's a really great way to save without you even noticing. Now, my plan for that is to have Christmas paid for next year. That's completely doable. I'm thinking I'll probably be saving around maybe £60-70 each month. So yeah, multiply that by 12. That comes up to, what, say 70 times 12, 906. No, 70 times 12, £840. Get my maths right. Yeah, which will more than pay for Christmas next year, and it'll give me a little bit extra as well. So yeah, worth doing. Now, I must also point out that that is an affiliate link. So if you go and sign up for a Chip account, as well as you getting £10, I get £5. It's my refer a friend deal. So yeah, I do it. It's a really great, simple tool. And the other thing which I really love doing is I try not to check the balance on it too often. So when I do go in and check, it's like loads of money. It's like, oh, I've just saved all this money without noticing. So yeah, worth doing. So that's one of my savings tactics for the year. The other one, quite basic and simple, but I have a coin jar. We all probably have a coin jar. Actually, I don't really use money that much, but and I also have started a notes jar as well. So in the kitchen, or any spare coins from the day ends up in this coin jar, and then whenever I get a £5 note, I put that into a notes jar as well. So that's quite a nice little thing to build up. I've seen so many savings challenges on the internet the last few weeks. So there's the 1p challenge, which has been everywhere, where you start is it based on days? Yes, it is based on days. So each day you put in, so you start on day 1 putting 1p into a jar, day 2 you put in 2p, day 3 you put in 3p. So by day 366, because we're in a leap year, you'll be putting 366p into the jar. That turns into a, I need to check how much that turns into. It's something like £600 that turns into, maybe more, maybe £800. But yeah, that's quite a nice little savings tool. Other ones I've seen, it's the weekly challenge. So a similar concept where you put in £1 for week 1, £2 for week 2, £3 for week 3, and by the time you're in week 52, it's going to be £52. That will be, you'll end up, I think that's more like saving £1,300-ish. So yeah, there's lots of different ways to put the money aside. But of course, with those sort of manual tools, it requires you to actually remember to put the penny aside or the pound aside. And Chip takes all of that effort away from you. So yeah, very good. So the other things that I have got, so I've got set up on a direct debit, is moving money into my ISA. I've got stocks and shares ISA, not a cash ISA. I don't really believe in cash ISAs, just because the interest rate you get on them is absolutely ridiculous. I would rather have my money put into a stocks and shares ISA, so my money is invested into a balanced fund of many, many different shares that I've just picked, a Vanguard tracker life strategy fund, and yeah, £100 a month went in 2019. I put that up to £200 for 2020, and it's actually grown. I switched over to Vanguard in April of last year, and I think the last time I checked, my money had grown by 8% from April to December. So, I mean, it was a good year for the stock market, but that's a pretty good return. Of course, this year it might go down a little bit. That's the thing you have with putting money into stocks and shares, ISAs, your money can go down as well as up, but overall your money should grow quite nicely over time. Stocks and shares ISA are for the long term. My stocks and shares ISA is specifically for when each of the boys turn 18. They get a little pot of money to either support them through university or to help them with whatever they want to do, buy a car or whatever they want to do. And then finally, the other thing that my money will be going into is my pension. So the intention is to put, this was the intention at the beginning of last year as well, I didn't manage to achieve it last year, is to put £500 each month into my pension, more if I can afford it, because about £500 a month will mean I'm putting £6,000 a year into it, and that is not enough as I'm 42, soon to be 43, so yeah, I do need to be putting more into my pension that I'm very aware of. I've got a post coming up soon on my site which I'm yet to write, but I will be on my 10-year plan for my pension, so that'll be an interesting one to look into. So yeah, those are all my savings methods for 2020. I shall be giving regular updates on how I'm doing and how I'm doing well or how I'm not doing well. We shall see. So yeah, don't forget the chip offer. I will pop a link in the comments of this live and all of my social media. But yeah, get your free £10 for opening up your chip account. Oh, by the way, the £10 gets allocated to you after you've done 2 auto saves. But yeah, set it up and get saving some money without noticing. Cool. Thank you ever so much for listening. That was episode 15 of the series 2 of the podcast that I do from home. And I shall see you again next week.